Were you scared to make that jump?
No. See, that's the thing. I never felt a sense of like fear or fear of failure. And I guess part of that is sort of like when you try to analyze that, it's like pretty reckless.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm like a kid. My parents are like pressuring me to go to school, as good parents should,
Right.
Meanwhile, I'm in my mom's basement, like playing with my keyboards all day, every day, college dropout. And so, yeah, that was from in society's terms, that's super, you know, uh, like that's really irresponsible. And so I didn't think of it as irresponsible. I just sort of did it because I loved doing it. And so that was my driving force. Like, I'm just gonna keep doing this, and if it doesn't work, fine. And really, it was like this fearlessness that I didn't know I had back then. Because I really didn't like anything else. I wasn't good at sports. I had friends, and I liked hanging out with them, but I liked making music more. So I sort of chose music over everything, and it became a big part of me. And so there was this fearlessness there that I didn't know I had, and I guess it worked.
D- Were you already making some money with your music when you made that switch over?
No, no, it
Wow.
took me a while to really create a strategy to start making some money. And my first experience with making money was obviously selling beats. It was $50 here, $25 here, $100 here, and this was before the YouTube beat hustle.
Yeah. Around what time?
This was like mid 2000s,
Okay.
and so that was when I started to really create some momentum. And so I started working with rappers, and some people I would work with for free. Some people would pay me a little bit of money to just get by. And that's sort of where it started. And from there, as I started to learn more and more about the business, and as becoming an adult, I started to really be mindful of like the business aspect of it, and generating income and royalties and what's a publishing deal. And once I started doing that, I started to um, those areas of my life started to become real. Making real money and being able to pay my rent, and then eventually moving out of my mom's basement and being independent off of music. And it was a tough transition, but again, the fearlessness is, I think, what drove me to accomplish that.
Uh, how did you know, like you mentioned strategy as a
Mhm.
key word. How did you know to develop a strategy? Where'd that even come from? And how did you learn
Instinct.
about the music business?
Instinct. No, I didn't have books. We didn't have tutorial videos
Right. I was about to say this is pre-YouTube, so
pre YouTube.
right.
Instinct. Instinct. It's okay. I'm making music, right? I don't have any money. So how do I make money? Well, the first instinct that I had in my mind was, why am I valuable? Right? Like, what type of person would consider me to be a valuable person? Well, if I'm a music producer, who am I producing for? Well, I'm producing for the consumer, right? And they can go buy a CD, but I'm not going to like burn a bunch of CDs with instrumentals and like try to sell that out my trunk. So the next, ideal step from there would be, okay, who can I sell my beats to? Well, I can sell them to rappers. I can sell them to singers. That's my clientele. Those are the people that I need to find and get those people to know who I am so they can pay me so I can make money. And again, instinct. It was just, okay, so if I sell beats, then, if I'm making 5 beats a day and I'm doing this for 30 days every month, that's about 150 beats a month. And if I sell 100 beats at $50 each, I can make $5,000,
Okay.
right? In 1 month. So that's how my mind was thinking. It turned into a numbers thing where it was like, okay, well, if I want to make $3,000 in 30 days, how many beats do I need to sell and how much do I sell them for? Right. And so it was a lot of like trial and error. You know, sometimes I would um, find an artist and they would say, "Hey, I love your beats, Illmind. How much do you charge?" And I would say, "You know what? I usually charge $200 per beat, but if you buy five for me right now, I'll give all five to you for three hundred
So doing a
dollars."
bundle.
Bundles. So I
Yes.
was doing bundles, bundles, and every month I would just make just enough to get by. Boom,
Wow.
boom, boom, and it was like living paycheck to paycheck almost, you know. And so, you know, that in doing that, I started to gain confidence in myself, and that also allowed for me to like receive like validation that like, wow, I am good at this, and wow, like I could do this for the rest of my life because I'm able to monetize the thing I love doing. So if I, as long as I keep going, my brand will continue to grow, and that's exactly, you know, what happened. And um, you know, fast forward to now, it's snowballed into something incredible.